Welcome to a new video. This time we're going to talk about 10 more characters who have died inside an anime. And believe it or not, Krillin isn't on this list in case he's the first one that comes to your mind. Remember to activate the notification bell so that you receive a warning every time we upload a new video. We begin! We started with Leomon from the Digimon franchise. After Krillin is the character that everybody remember when he makes appearances, it's not good to get attached to him enough, since it's a cliche that occurs in most Digimon seasons, which Leomon dies sacrificing himself in one way or another. Except for the 2020 reboot that, if my memory remains, he didn't die. The total number of times Leomon has died to date since the first Digimon adventure is 9 times. We move on the main character of the anime Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, a comedy and fantasy anime broadcast in 2020 of only 12 episodes about the life of a princess named Aurora. The young princess was kidnapped by the Demon King, but she uses the abduction to see it as an incredible vacation after being tired of her daily routine. This character dies an amount of 11 times within the anime. This is the next one. Lancer is the character that represents the hero Kuchu line of the Irish mythology, and also form part of the universe of Fate, being the Achilles within the original lore. Also, the anime exists a crossover with the works of Tidemund called Carnival Phantasm that serves as satire of their character representing their respective universes. Here will not only be Lancer, but also other heroes of Fate as of some servants. In this series of OVA of 12 episodes, we know that Lancer arrived to die a total of 12 times in the OVAs. Now we're going with the next one. Can you imagine being able to live with an angel? This is what ends up happening to Sakura, a high school boy destined to discover immortality, which offends God and has sent Dokuro from the future to kill him and thus prevent his discovery. Dokuro is a punishing angel who ends up madly in love with Sakura. Every time Sakura does something improper that might inconvenience Dokuro, she pulls out a game club and kills Sakura in the most ruthless ways, tearing him apart again and again. She uses the magic to reveal Sakura and bring him back to life once again. In each episode, Sakura is killed by Dokuro 14 times. Now we are going to talk about Satoru Kazuma. He's a boy who died of a scare and reincarnated in a fantasy world. Kazuma can be described as someone who is reliable and critical moments. When his friends cause disaster, he will be the first to admit responsibility and do everything he can to solve problems and even save his friends. But it is something that only happens one very specific occasion, and dying is not one of those that he can escape. Within the anime has died to date 15 times, and we hope to continue counting. Angel Beats is an anime that everybody loves. Noda is one of the central characters of the series. With a stubborn personality, madly in love with duty, the leader of his team, his favorite weapon is a halberd that he uses to defend himself. Before he understands what really happens in the world where they are, Noda has accumulated a total of 20 times death. Rizero is one of those isekai who breaks a little with the traditional cliché of reincarnation in wars, and the character is completely out of reach of anyone else by his overwhelming power. Here, the protagonist must simply find a way to eliminate his rivals by dying again and again. The funny thing is that, something like that when we go back to a checkpoint in a video game, Subaru Natsuki is a character that many people hate and love at the same time. And that is already becomes masochism to die again and again until you accomplish your task. To date, he has died a total of 48 times, making him the character who has died the most in his world. Seven Deadly Sins is a beloved anime and hated by many others, but its background is the search for the salvation of a character is one of the interesting things of the story. The way the Meliodas carries as the leader of the Seven Deadly Sins as he tried to find a way to save his beloved Elizabeth, who has already died 106 times. This is because of the curse of the main character, seeing his beloved die again and again, and 106 was the last time he had to see her die. Mayuri is one of the most beloved characters in the Steins Gate universe, belonging to the science club led by Okabe, our beloved protagonist. In his constant plans to understand the different timelines where he must avoid a series of deaths to his loved ones and travel in time to be able to stop these events. Mayuri is one of those beloved characters, and that no matter how much Okabe changed the timelines in his favor, she always ends up dying. Mayuri has died 1000 times in different timelines. Well, now this is the last one. The next character belongs to one of the sickest transmedia universe of video games and anime. It is the universe of suspense and psychological terror of When They Cry, and the character is Rika. The anime has several seasons dragging across at Hinamizawa's town. The characters of this anime live in different timelines when their life and situation change constantly. Rika is one of the characters who has died the most between this universe, and according to records and all the documentation collected, she has died a little more than 5,200 times in different timelines. We get to the end. I hope you liked the video. Let me know your opinion about all these dice. Subscribe if you like the content. Activate the notification bell. Read into our sponsor on Patreon. See you next time.